Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel, a second generation homeschooling mama to 5 kids, ages 7 and under. And here on my channel, I share recommendations, resources, and encouragement to help other homeschool mamas who have been given this incredible task to teach our children diligently, instill in them a love of learning, and ultimately help them reclaim the wonder in this amazing creation that God has made. If that's the kind of content you're interested in, then please consider hitting that subscribe button, sticking around, and let me know a little bit about yourself in the comments. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing my curriculum choices for my upcoming 3rd grader for the 2024-2025 school year. I don't know if everybody else is just can't get over as much as I am, but holy cow, 24-25, that is just blows my mind. But here we are, and I am so excited for, you'll hear me say that a lot. I'm really excited about the curriculum choices I've made and what we'll be doing for this school year. For the most part, it's not a lot of new stuff, which I love trying new things, but I also like starting a school year just knowing that what we're using has worked for us and that we already love it. So for my upcoming 3rd grader, we will be going on our, I want to say, 5th year of using The Good and the Beautiful. Is that right? We did it for preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, yeah, 3rd grade, 5th year using The Good and the Beautiful. So we have their old version of language arts. This one is not available anymore. It got closed out, I think like a year ago, maybe more than that. And I took advantage of their really good discounts when they were on closeout, which I'm glad I did because I do like the old version and it was a really good price, so that was great. But I will say, I am excited to use the new versions with my last few kids because the new versions look really good too, and they look a lot. I know they made them more on grade level, and so I think the lessons are a little shorter, potentially a little easier than the older ones. These older versions lessons are definitely kind of long, and so they worked out really well for us, and I liked it. But I think that's one of the good changes in the newer versions. But anyways, The Good and the Beautiful language arts includes literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. And one of my favorite things about the curriculum is just how it really is what it says, good and beautiful. I'm not going to show you too much in here because, like I said, it's the old version, but I like that they have a lot of, let's see, stories in here. Now this one actually is from the story The Kingdom of Kind, and I'm pretty sure, I've heard a lot about The Kingdom of Kind. I'm pretty certain it is one of the actual bound books that comes with the level 3 now, but in this version it's just printed in the lessons itself and you read out of here, so I think that's really cool. I like the independent practice each lesson has because it is such a good skill for kids to learn to be able to do their work independently, and it's also very helpful when you're homeschooling multiple children and also have little ones tagging along, and so that is very helpful. But I just, yeah, the artwork and the illustrations are just so pretty. One of the things I really, really love, among others, about this curriculum. But the course book also comes with, don't have it here, but it comes with a reader. And actually, my son, who's going into 3rd grade, already finished the reader. He just wanted to read it, so he read it over the last couple months. And so I think there's questions in here about some of the stories. So we'll see if he remembers and can just answer them, or if he needs to kind of reread parts of it, but we'll figure that out. It also comes with this poetry collection, and this one I'm not sure if it is still incorporated in the newer version, but it's just got a bunch of poems that they get to do for part of their reading, and I think that's really cool to have children reading poetry and then being able to discuss it afterward, and you know, what's the symbolism, what does that mean, what's the bigger meaning behind it. And then also just with poetry, you're so much more likely to have richer vocabulary and learning more vocabulary and just descriptive language and all that good stuff. So that's language arts, and then with that, I know it mentions needing a journal for, there's like some journal entries they have to do as part of the lessons. So I got them a composition notebook to go with that. Just got kind of, I think it's wide ruled. And then I have the handwriting, level 3 from the Good and the Beautiful. And this is pretty exciting because this is the first introduction with the Good and the Beautiful handwriting to cursive. And so that'll be really fun. I think he'll really enjoy learning that. He has always liked the Good and the Beautiful handwritings, mostly because they have so much fun stuff in them. Here is a maze. You go through the pineapple here, the pineapple maze. You've got copying, you've got tracing, color this house and draw a scene around it. It's a lot of stuff that is really good for if you have any kind of artistic or artsy children. Here you follow the steps to draw a mushroom in the box. So handwriting has been really fun for my kids from the Good and the Beautiful. Then next I have something, actually the one new thing that I am using for his independent subjects is Wordly Wise vocabulary. I'm really excited to use this. I say that with everything, don't I? But I actually got the 4th grade level for 2 reasons. One, just because I had looked at a lot of different reviews and flip-throughs and stuff like that, and the 3rd grade level, it seemed like a majority of the words my son already knows. I use them in my everyday language, and so it just didn't seem like there was enough new words that made sense to do it. And then the other reason I did the 4th grade level is because I don't intend to do this every day. I have him do it every day. And I'm actually not sure, in terms of the number of lessons, not actually sure if it's meant to be 36 weeks if you do 5 days a week, or how exactly that works. But basically each chapter or lesson first starts with all the different vocabulary words, gives you the definition, and I think gives you an example and even a little bit of a, some of them have like a little activity you can do with it, which you can do multiple children or just do it yourself and your child. But here one of the words is decay, and the verb is to rot. Leaves left on the ground will decay over the winter, so it gives an example, and then has the noun, a breaking down or rotting. Dentists say tooth decay can be prevented by regular brushing and flossing. And then a little activity down below, it says tell your partner some foods and drinks that cause tooth decay. So I like that it's not simply here's your vocabulary word and here's the definition. It does a little more than that. So there's the first part of lesson 2, and then 2A you have using words in context, and you read the sentence, the word in bold. If it's used correctly, you do a C. If it's incorrect, you do an I, and you're just kind of making sure you know how vocabulary words should be used. And then part B of the lesson is making connections. So which word or words go with trees? Hail, timber, tower, and grove. And so it's kind of word association and making sure you, again, a different way to understand the word. And then 2C is determining meanings, and you have to actually circle the correct meaning for each word. And then part D of the lesson, completing the sentences. So complete the sentence to demonstrate your knowledge of the word. So this one says, a mature person would, and you have to complete the sentence to make sure you understand that word. And then the last part is reading the passage, and you are reading a passage that has all these vocabulary words in context to make sure you understand them when they're written in something. And so I really love that it's got, oh, and actually that's not even the end of that. So you read in context, and then you answer each of these questions with a sentence. If a question does not contain a vocabulary word, then you have to use one in your answer. So I like that there's a lot of different ways to be making sure you understand the vocabulary word. So I imagine, what was that, like 5 days worth, and it's probably 36 weeks? Or maybe not. As excited as I am to use this, I clearly have not looked through it as careful as I thought. It's actually only got 20 lessons, so I guess that would be like 20 weeks if you're doing it 5 days a week. But I don't expect to do it more than 3 times a week, and possibly only twice a week. So my idea is that this might last him for 2 years to cover 3rd grade and 4th grade. So anyways, that is our vocabulary. Next we have his math. He's doing math 3 from the Good and the Beautiful. and he actually started this one, I think it was shortly after Christmas. He finished his level 2 and just ready to start on, didn't want to take a break. And he is, I think he's getting close to halfway through. I guess he's at lesson 50. But one thing that I do with math, particularly in the summer, is I don't like to just take a break from math and have them forget everything. So he typically does a half lesson, 3 or 4 days a week, just to make sure he's still continuing to learn and not forgetting the things he has learned. Now with my other son, who's going into 1st grade, he has taken a pause on his math curriculum book because he needed the time to really master the things that he's supposed to know up to that point. But for this son, this is at a perfect level for him, and so he's just keeping going with it. All right, sorry about that. My kids are out playing in the backyard. Anyways, the math. So he's still trudging along through this, and I would expect that by the time we start our school year, he'll probably be over halfway through it, but it'll last him for probably a few months into his 3rd grade school year before he moves on to level 4. But yeah, this is also just, oh man, the pictures in it are so good. It's got a lot of real world kind of stuff in it, if that makes sense. Like it's got, it mentions some different geography stuff where you're learning about someone. I feel like there was a lesson that had something to do with Mount Everest, and some of the questions you had to do with maybe like how high it was, or just that kind of stuff. It's got fun activities like a skip counting maze. It's got temperature included in Fahrenheit and Celsius, which is really cool because I don't know Celsius, so I'm trying to learn along with him. Yeah, just a lot of really pretty illustrations, fun activities. He's been, oh yeah, look at this. This is cool. Multiplication tour of India here. That's really cool. Honestly, sometimes I look through this stuff and it's just, man, I want to do it again. I could almost buy this book for myself and do it just to have fun. But that is math, and it comes with a math box. And I know they redid their math boxes for the first, I think for kindergarten through 3rd grade. I think they're pretty similar though, so I'm hoping that this will just last for all my children and I won't have to buy the new one because I do like these original ones better. The new ones look fine, and I'm not sure how different the 3rd grade one is, but I know some of the other ones, the pieces on the original boxes that I have are more of wooden pieces and I think more durable and sturdy. But I know a lot of people like the new ones too, so I'm sure either one is fine, and I think either one will work for the course books. But it's got this array mat, and then here every now and then the book will have him write in the days of the month for practice and put in the temperatures for Fahrenheit and Celsius that water freezes, water boils, and body temperatures to kind of memorize those. It's got 2 little game peg pieces for some of the different games and activities. It's got some tanagram shapes, 2 measurement dice that has cups, pints, quarts, and when you play different games with them, you roll them, and if they match, however many pints match with the right amount of gallons or whatever it is, then you get the point. And then has a 10-sided die here for things, and I can't remember if this 6-sided dice was actually part of it or if I just threw it in here, but it's there. That is his math box. And then also for math, I got this last year, but he's continuing to use it for this book, 3rd grade course, is this little Pop-It multiplication chart. It's actually got multiplication on one side and it has addition on the other. But I'll let him use this to check his work. He'll use it for skip counting. And it's just a nice, I like that I can have him check his multiplication work with this. Instead of myself checking his work, he can check it himself, and it's kind of like double practice on his multiplication facts. Then the last thing I have for his independent work is actually not a curriculum, but it's just a composition notebook. And actually, I ordered this from Lakeshore Learning, I think, and I don't quite know why it looks like this, because the one I ordered was just like a black cover and it didn't look the same, but that doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He'll love it. But it's just a composition notebook that has the draw and write, And I specifically wanted one that had the picture and stuff for writing. I wish I could have found one that didn't have quite as big of lines and didn't even necessarily need the dash line, although that'll probably be good for him to help him form his letters. But my plan with this that I'm really excited to start incorporating this year for the first time. Little background first though. Now I know I'm not the only one, the only homeschool mom that has fallen into the trap of buying all the different workbooks because, oh well, a grammar and punctuation workbook, you know, I want my kid to have good grammar, so we'll get that and add it in here and there. Oh, creative writing notebook, yeah, that's good, I'll grab that and work it in every now and then. I think, what's the other one I had, you know, spelling and word study, and a lot of those workbooks I've had are good and I like them, but it's just, I think I have like 4 different extra workbooks for him that I've had since first grade, and because I have so many and because, you know, his language arts includes a lot of those things, it's not like I need the extra practice. I just fell into the trap of, ooh, a fun workbook, so I bought it. And he has learned from some of them, and it's been good practice, but it's just too much. So instead of having all the different extra workbooks, I'm going to be incorporating some dictation, notebooking kind of stuff, and basically how I'm going to do it is during our morning time on Monday through Thursday. Each of those days I will have, for my 3rd grader and my 1st grader, I will dictate them each their own sentence that they'll have to write down, and I will have different words that I'm, you know, wanting them to be working on spelling, different spelling patterns, and stuff like that. And so I'll have a sentence, and I'll probably on the weekends before, I'll probably write out all 4 sentences for that week, so that I kind of want it to make sense as its own mini story or about something in particular, not just 4 random sentences. And then after I dictate the sentence that he writes it, of course we'll go over spelling and if he needs it, and practice on capitalization and punctuation and all that. And after he does the sentence, I will quiz him on different things, asking him different grammar questions. So, you know, what's the subject, what's the verb, can you tell me an adjective, preposition, that kind of stuff. It'll be a really good way to just have a little bit of time each day to get a little bit of practice on those things where repetition is so helpful. To remember, gotta start every sentence with a capital letter, gotta put punctuation at the end of every sentence, and that kind of stuff. The kids are in the backyard and they're waving to someone. I'm wondering who. Anyways, and then on Friday, I will have him be able to draw a little illustration for the story that he wrote. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be a really good addition, and I think it'll be really good to help me get rid of some of those extra workbooks. So that is the end of my curriculum choices for my 3rd graders' independent work. I will be coming out with a video hopefully the next few days, the next week or so, of our group picks, all my group subjects, so basically history, science, Bible, all that fun stuff. I don't know, I go back and forth on what I like best, the independent subjects or the group stuff, but it's all fun. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving me a subscribe, liking the video. It's a easy way to give a little support to my channel, and I will see you next time.